Hallo, hallöchen Leute, willkommen wieder zurück zu Honkai Star Rail. Wir sind hier gerade bei Aventurin gelandet und der wollte uns für sich einnehmen, sagen wir mal so. Der wollte, dass wir uns ihn anschließen, aber ich bin mir da noch nicht so sicher, ob wir das tun sollten. Na gut, reden wir erstmal mit ihm.
My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this.
Ach ja, und Robin liegt tot in ihrem Becken.
Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
Aber wie ist das möglich? Könnte Robin wirklich tot sein?
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the... Did you really think the Galaxy Ranger was an outsider this whole time?
Nein, sie ist schon sehr verdächtig.
Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to die?
Das ist alles schwer zu verkraften. Aber das ist ja nicht die ganze Geschichte. Wenn das wahr ist, dann kann ich hier niemanden trauen.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony.
Genau wie du.
Everyone's got there. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows. Right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurin is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
The IPC is not the Garden. And there are real limits to what they can actually do. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you, I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. On top, this has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiation. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. That's not fair, right? So then, friend.
Welche Art von Hilfe? Ich bin gerade mit etwas beschäftigt. Du bist nicht gerade vertrauenswürdig.
I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall. And to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, point, the IPC will have plenty of means. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family. So they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express, you get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for...
Du willst das Vertrauen, das die Familie in uns setzt, ausnutzen. Die Namenlosen würden niemals mit der IPC gemeinsame Sache machen. Das kann ich nicht alleine entscheiden.
Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companion. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details. If you come to any conclusions, call me.
Aber warum redet er nicht von Anfang an mit Himiko?
Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with...
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
Das wüsste ich auch gerne. Sprich mit Black Swan. Die Teeutensilien auf dem Tisch beginnen zu wackeln, als ob sie etwas sagen wollten. Wir müssen hier raus. Es ist kurz davor, hier einzudringen. Du nah, hör auf, Panik zu verbreiten. Wir haben Männer und Waffen. Wir schaffen das schon. Nur mit uns bist du verrückt. Es wird uns in Stücke reißen. Es ist nichts. Das ist gar nichts. Wir sind schon auf der Flucht. Schon vergessen? Jetzt setz dich hin und trink das. Wir werden das mit Sicherheit überstehen. Okay. Und wir hier? Das sind er und sie weiß nicht, wann sie wieder gefüllt sein wird. Okay. Aber jetzt ist Robin hier nicht zu sehen. Komisch.
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be.
Das denke ich auch.
He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on and deliberately shifted topic. That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely has its dangers.
Ja. Die Namenlosen können nicht wegsehen, wenn etwas Böses geschieht. Wir müssen Firefly berücksichtigen. Wer sich nicht einmischt, ist auf der sicheren Seite. Soll ich eine Münze werfen?
But you're talking about real evil. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, as for the other questions...
Hat der Tod Robin umgebracht?
I'm not sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. We've all witnessed it in action before. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape.
Glaubst du, das hat etwas mit Acherons zu tun?
Sorry, I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery. But without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then.
Ist dir sonst noch etwas Ungewöhnliches aufgefallen?
Two victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span. Two possibilities. The collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or everything has been planned out and executed by someone. If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a stowaway, then a family celebrity, then
Ich habe keine weiteren Fragen mehr.
it's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion.
Hoffen wir doch. Black Swan führt sich durch die chaotische Traumlandschaft.
Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
Und hier sind wir wieder am Ort des Geschehens. Und da ist eine Truhe, die ich gerade so spontan hier sehe. Ah, so schade, dass man in dem Spiel nicht springen kann. Aber egal. Dann nehmen wir halt mal diesen kleinen Umweg. Boah. Sind wir wieder an dem Ort, wo Firefly ermordet wurde. Stallone, Jäger, Sam. Okay, die beiden kämpfen hier auf jeden Fall nicht mehr. Ja, wäre ich mal mit ihr gelaufen.
This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare. Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened. And it won't fade from our minds just because we wake up. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths. And ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Ah, hold on just a sec.
Black Swan berührt sanft dein Ohr und hinterlässt einen Hauch von Kälte.
There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me.
1000 Dank. Das ist alles.
Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we? What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
Ja, ich traue ihr nicht ganz über den Weg. So, bist du noch im Hotel der Traumwelt? Gibt es Probleme? Wir wurden im Speicherbereich getrennt, aber Raven ist bei der Wahrerin der Erinnerung. Ich bin so hibbelig, Hilfe! Bleib ruhig, Merz. Muss ich kommen? Im Moment nicht. Gut, sagt mir einfach Bescheid, wenn ich gebraucht werde. Im Hotel Rivier, in der echten Welt ist es sehr ruhig. Es tut echt nicht viel. Ich bin fertig. Ich habe auf meiner Seite alles abgesucht. Wo sollen wir uns treffen? Es freut mich, dass es dir gut geht. Diese Frau hat dir doch nichts angetan, oder? Es tut mir so leid, was mit Firefly passiert ist. Oh, du weißt es schon. Die Familie hat den ganzen Bereich abgeriegelt. Wir verhandeln gerade mit ein paar Vertretern der Familie. Sollte nicht mehr lange dauern. Wir treffen uns nachher irgendwo bei Clockys Statue. Okay.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Ja, bestimmt. Die weiß sich schon irgendwie durchzusetzen. Da kannst du dir sicher sein. So. Müssen wir nach unten oder? Nee. Wir könnten auch mit dem mit den Pinballs uns wahrscheinlich hier durchschießen, aber darauf habe ich jetzt keine Lust. Und so würden wir auch gar nicht diese Schatztruhe hier finden.
Looks good.
So. Gut. Und hier wollten sie sich treffen.
So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts and wait for everyone to arrive.
Ja, aber was willst du machen? Vor einiger Zeit im Speicherbereich.
Better unsheath that blade now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
Vor einigen Tagen im ewig Flammenanwesen. Was sollte uns jetzt diese Sequenz sagen? Erzherzog Inferno. Und cooles Bild.
It appears the outcome has already
You're still alive. As are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind. And then go.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room.
Vatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that...
Ranger, you tread the narrow path. We come from the fire, and are born bathed in fire. This burning forms the entire life of a fire demon. From the beginning to the end.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, but my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities?
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, Emanator, you cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword. Destruction is intense, but brief. Too cravenly played.
Even if the answer turns out to be...
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense.
A bottomless dream. Yes. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose.
Während sie das sagt, liegt ihre Hand sanft auf dem Griff ihres Schwertes.
I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances. But they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different. You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... why? Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until, however, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I've also been wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all. Maybe I can help.
Verbünden sie sich jetzt etwa, oder wie?
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise. I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
It's not yet time. I don't need help. But I I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Ich finde, Sam klingt eher wie so eine Maschine als ein Typ in der Rüstung. Also Ritter haben wahrscheinlich nicht damals so geklungen.
Already on it.
Darth Vader für Arme sozusagen.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way, but as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, can I ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
Oh, das ist interessant.
I knew it.
Hang on. I don't.
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died? Because I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light and to burn. So, I really envy.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
Interessant. Was jetzt in der goldenen Stunde?
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to...
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. Marge, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also...
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death.
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people... After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be...
Führt nichts Gutes im Schilde. Eventuell nimmt sich vor Acheron in Acht.
Indeed. He was particularly concerned about that gap.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
Nein,
At this point,
ich glaube nicht.
I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Glaube ich auch.
Let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start, what are we going to say?
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders. Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things... As for that Aventurine, well...
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as... We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes it...
So, you suggest...
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their...
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here. And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. She's been bullied a few times now, and I can't stand it anymore.
Ja, was? Schon gut, wir sollten uns erst einmal auf das Große konzentrieren. Schon gut, ich konnte auch eine Menge aus dem herauskitzeln. Schon gut, schikaniert mich ruhig jederzeit.
You... No, I can't accept this. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone.
Okay. Langfristige Beziehungsdienste. Arbeiten wir zusammen. Wir haben beschlossen, uns auf eine Zusammenarbeit einzulassen. Wunderbar, die Antwort kam schneller als erwartet. Jetzt stecken wir da alle gemeinsam drinnen. Hier hast du eine Kleinigkeit für unsere kommende Partnerschaft. Du hast 10.000 Credits erhalten. Ne, 100.000 Credits. Danke, Chef. Sei bitte sparsamer. Das ist alles? Vielen Dank. Wie großzügig von dir, Chef. Danke. Hey, das war ein Tippfüller. Ich gebe dir noch ein bisschen, damit du einen guten Start an den Tag hast. Die Familie wird die Sache mit Robin wie erwartet unter den Teppich kehren. Das bleibt also unser kleines Geheimnis. Die andere Sache kommt darauf an, welche Ausrede sie für dich auf Lager haben. Jetzt muss ich mich entschuldigen. Ich freue mich schon auf eure herausragende Vorstellung.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Ja. Aber das machen wir im nächsten Part. Ich sag dann bis dann und ciao, Leute.